This might end up being kind of a long intro as well as video. I feel like I'm going into this brand with a lot of thoughts already. So this is going to be a 2-week trial of the brand Caudalie. If you're new to my channel, hi, thanks for joining. The way that I do these trials is I start with my general feelings, my current facial situation, always bare-faced. And then I talk to you about the products I'm going to use, and then I follow up with the reviews in 2 weeks. So that is how I'm going to do this video today as well. If you're just interested in the review, I will put in the description box below the timestamp that you can skip to and just go ahead and watch that. If you are in this video for the long haul, thank you so much for being here. I really and truly appreciate it. I had no idea when I first started making these that people would actually watch more than one. My vision, how I thought this would play out, is people would be interested in a brand, kind of type it into YouTube and maybe stumble upon my video and get some help. But y'all have been watching these more than once, and I thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. Please feel free to ask me questions. Please. I've had a couple people say, oh, I'm sorry to bother you with a question, but no. You're not bothering me. I am so happy to release some of this information in my head, so please ask away. Alright, so let's jump into this trial. This is, as I said, going to be Caudalie. I've got a lot of stuff. I actually went and purchased a full-size item already. It came in a set, so I got a deal. Y'all know how I roll. But I ended up, I feel that it is really hard for me to get serums when I'm doing these trials. These sets just don't come with serums because it's the most expensive component, and I guess brands get stingy, so fine. I'm gonna buy a full size. Bought it already, obviously. Got my full size, and I'm going to be able to keep doing more trials since I now have a serum back in my life. It's been ridiculous. I look in my bathroom. You guys, I seriously have so little skincare left. I go through it so fast. You would definitely think that I would have a bathroom stocked of stuff. No, it's almost always running on empty. So anyway, I picked this for a very specific reason. I did a lot of research this time, because if you guys know, I've learned to do my research up front and not to trust the words that are printed on the Sephora site, not to trust those 100% of people said they had a new face after the trial was over. Anyway, so what this is the Resveratrol Lift Serum. This is a resveratrol serum, which is not actually something that would interest me, but the claim on this, and I did read the ingredients and make sure of this, is that this has hyaluronic acid, but not just hyaluronic acid, microhyaluronic acid. So here's how this works. So your face is porous, just imagine this is a pore on your face, and try not to be juvenile. So you have these pores on your face. Hyaluronic acid comes in different forms. There's little spheres of hyaluronic acid, and generally they are too big to fit into your pores, which is fine. They sit on the outer layer of your skin. They poof out your skin so you don't have fine lines in theory. They make you look good, but the effect isn't lasting. Now, in theory, if you have a microsphere of hyaluronic acid, it can penetrate through your pores and leave lasting impressions within your skin. Now, how rad does that sound? I have found several companies offering this, selling their products in the $300 and $400 price range, and I'm like, well, not that interesting. But this, however, is an $82 serum, and it has the same claim, and I'm gonna test it. I really appreciate that this is in a pump form, because if I'm buying a big bottle of serum, I don't want it exposed to light and air any more than it needs to be, so this is honestly the ideal form of how to have a serum. So this is an ounce. I will be testing this out. My hair gets on everything. Good lord. Okay. So yeah, I will be testing this out. This kit also came with some kind of a face roller. I don't really think this is going to be anything in particular, but this also came with an eye balm. This is the Resveratrol Lift. I'm actually really interested in this because it claims to not only be an eye balm, but also a smile line. Just put it around your lips. That's pretty neat that it's a 2-in-1 type of product. So I'm excited to test that out. Oh, I was going to comment on this before I go any further. So I noticed on this box that it says against animal testing. Right there. Y'all see that? Against animal testing. Now, Beautypedia called out Caudalie for saying against animal testing and being sold in China, which means their products are tested on animals. As you may notice, there is no Leaping Bunny certification anywhere on this box. I've had some things to say about Beautypedia. I'll link that video below because I certainly have my thoughts, but I gotta say, I agree with you, Beautypedia. Thank you for pointing that out. You are so right. I am against animal testing, and I still use Estee Lauder products. It's a very non-committal statement, and I don't really like those big misleading statements. I'm not gonna hold a bias against Caudalie. I just want to make this clear. Just want to put this out there so you guys are aware of this. And this is not like this is the only brand that does this. For the record, woo, not at all. So the other set that I have is the Caudalie Favorites Set. This was a pretty great value. It's $39 for an $89 value. You can get this off the Sephora site. This contains all little travel sizes in a really cute pouch. We have a Micellar water, which I'm going to keep this in my purse after I'm done with this challenge, no matter what. That's what I typically do with these small sizes, is they end up being my travel-friendly items, so I can take them anywhere. This is the Vinosource Moisturizing Sorbet, just a basic moisturizer. I've tried this before and I remember liking it, but we're going to do it again. Okay, so this is the Beauty Elixir. This has some pretty fantastic reviews online. There's a lot of people who talk about how this minimizes pores. It's a fantastic setting spray, and most of these hydrating sprays are not setting sprays. They claim to be, but it's one or the other, I'm telling y'all. However, as an inquisitive individual, I read the back of this, and the ingredients are water, alcohol, etc. Now, once again, Caudalie, there's a little star next to it that says plant origin. Plant origin alcohol is the same as your vodka. That's what it means. It's ethanol. It's ethanol. It's a very drying form of alcohol, and it is the type of alcohol that you wouldn't want to leave on your face, but you don't really have to worry about it because alcohol evaporates quickly. So I have mixed feelings on it. What I do think with a lot of certainty is that this is very expensive for an ethanol-containing facial spray. I do think that, unless maybe it's Grey Goose, maybe I could see it. But you know, I'm going into this with a little bit of hesitation. I will try it out. I'm not against alcohol being in a spray. I'm against it being in a very highly priced spray. Alright, the next thing in here, I'm actually probably not going to use in this challenge. I'm probably going to save this for a different challenge I have coming up. This is the Premier Cru Eye Cream. This retails for a half ounce for $99. That's really expensive. That's expensive. And then the last item in here is the Instant Detox Mask. I need this right now. I'm having a lot of issues right around here. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I'm kind of frustrated with my face. It's gotten a lot more dried out. I've got acne going on. You know, I've been doing this retinol thing, and it was going so darn well for so long, and I just don't know what's happened. And then I always have a couple other items to try out. Got some little samples here. I have, well, this is actually not a sample. This is the lip conditioner. Just ready to try another lip conditioner. This is the Glycolic Peel. In general, I have been very mixed about glycolic acid products. I either seem to absolutely love them or really dislike them. So we'll see how that one goes. That's a 10-minute mask. This is the Makeup Removing Cleansing Oil. I'm going to try this in the same dual cleanse system. I don't yet have the foaming cleanser, but I will have it very soon. So I will update with how that compares to the Dermalogica / every other dual cleansing system out there. And then also just a hand and nail cream. I have this as well. I don't know if I'll really be able to review this, but I'll give it a go. This is the Premier Cru. It's kind of an oil. Oh, I remember now. This says it is a oil and serum hybrid. These skincare companies really like to make up products. It's like, what is it? I will try. I have a tiny sample. This is one of this Premier Cru line, which is absurdly expensive, but I'll try it, and I will let you guys know. So I will be back to you guys in 2 weeks. I will let you know how this brand goes. See you then. Okay, let's follow up on Caudalie. I actually filmed the intro a month ago, so my skin has been through a lot. I didn't know that L'Oreal was sending me Revitalift, so I had to interrupt that challenge before I even started it. But I did use these products for 2 weeks. I ended up traveling with them. I feel that my face is pretty broken out, all things considered, which isn't a big surprise because usually when I travel, that's when I break out pretty badly. But I'll give you all my thoughts on all of these products. I wanted to make a comment on Resveratrol before I do anything else. I had said very briefly in the introduction that I'm not a big fan / believer of Resveratrol, and the reason for this kind of goes back to my nutrition program. When I first entered my program, it was kind of when the Resveratrol craze was starting to die down. Scientists had done a lot of research, looked into the results, and in terms of nutrition, and ended up concluding that, you know, it's really not all that. If you want to drink a glass of wine, please drink a glass of wine. Enjoy your life. Life is short anyway. And that kind of sums up the entire nutrition degree that I have. You know, eat your chocolate, eat your candy, eat your cake, drink some beer, and try to be healthy. That's like everything summed up right there. You intuitively know what to eat. You know a salad is better than a burger. You know an apple is better than candy. But if you want to splurge from time to time, do it. Just do it. It's not that big of a deal. So small digression there. But basically, Resveratrol is just not. It's not that big of a deal. I found out that a Caudalie is a measure of the length of time that you perceive wine on your tongue. So I get what you're trying to do, Caudalie. You're definitely pushing the grape water thing at us. And I get it. I respect it. Every brand does have its angle from which they approach things. I just don't think it's like the best skincare selling point, if that makes sense. Did I still like the products? Yes, I liked a lot of these products. Overall, I would say the Caudalie brand was good. So, yeah. All that said, I'm just going to go ahead and go through the sets and the products that I used. I think I'm going to start with the products that I had really small samples of, because I don't feel like I have a very strong opinion on some of these. So, this was the Premier Cru Elixir. This was the serum oil. This is $100 for the full size. Somewhere I got this tiny sample. I think it's nice. I feel like this is one of those skincare additions where they're kind of trying to sell us something new, maybe something additional, and I'm not sold on it being something that you need. And then this came with the Caudalie VIB set. This is the Vinoperfect Essence. This I ended up using, I think, in maybe 5 uses. And my problem with essences in general, I don't quite understand the skincare step. This was nice, but I didn't really see it doing anything. An essence is kind of borrowed from Korean skincare. It's a step that goes after your toner and before your serum, and it's kind of meant to be like a bit of a refresher. This is heavy on the grape water, bitter orange flower water. I just don't quite understand what benefit there is of adding that step. Much like I just said about this, I don't really see it. I've heard that if you use an essence and then you take it out of your skincare routine, you'll miss it. That's what I've heard, but I've never really delved that much into essences to confirm that. So basically, I didn't really see it do anything for me. I want to do the Resveratrol set next. This came with the serum and 3 total products. So first off, let me talk about this serum. I spent a lot of time in my introduction talking about this, and I did end up really liking it. Let me just say a shout out to Caudalie for doing the perfect serum packaging in my opinion. The opaque container, the pump that distributes the exact amount of product that you want. It's not one of these that just squirts out more than you need. It's really well packaged. I do think this kind of packaging you won't get every last drop out, but I think it doesn't matter when you're using a pump where you can control the amount you use, because then you're not wasting it in the process. This was a great serum for me. I feel that when I say a product is a great serum, they've always been in this $80 price range. Every one that I've felt is great. It's around $80, and it's just no exception. It did everything it said that it was going to do. I really enjoyed it. It's $80. Take that how you will. This set also came with the eye balm. This was the perfect amount to trial for 2 weeks. As far as eye creams go, it was nice. As far as eye creams go, I'm still not completely convinced that you can't just take your moisturizer up a little higher. I'm just not completely convinced of that. I don't think I'll buy the full size, and that remains my belief on eye creams in general. This thing is kind of just a novelty. Apparently Caudalie thinks this is a $10 value, but I couldn't find it sold anywhere. You roll this on your face and it stimulates blood flow to your face so you look more awake. Is it necessary? No. You can do the same thing by giving yourself a facial massage. I guess what I feel with this, as well as a couple other products I'm going to talk about, is that Caudalie is really trying to give you like a spa experience. And if that's something you're into, you might like this brand. One comment that I have forgotten to make about this brand as a whole is all of their products smell really good in a natural way. Not in a forced fragrance kind of way, just in a naturally good way. Let me do this set next. That is where I actually got the bag. This came with 5 products, but I only tested out 4. I think I'm going to save that expensive eye cream for a video in which I do a whole bunch of expensive products. Kind of test the idea that you get what you pay for. So let me start with this Beauty Elixir. This is a cult favorite, and I gotta admit, I see why. I went over the alcohol contents in this, but I really gotta say something. I noticed that my pores look smaller while I've been using these Caudalie products, and I have not been able to say that for the Clarins $50 pore minimizing serum. I have not observed this with any other challenge that I've done. I think it single-handedly is this Beauty Elixir. I think that's what it's good at. It reduces your pores. Do I think the alcohol is a potentially dangerous ingredient? As I've said before, I'm not convinced on that. The main reason I'm not convinced on that is the studies that show alcohol is dangerous are all in vitro. They kind of use a petri dish and apply alcohol to a tissue, seal it up in the container, and watch the effects. And that's not a very accurate representation of how we use alcohol on our face, especially in a product like this. That's just not what's going on. I don't think... It really does smell like rum. I'm sorry, it does smell like rum. I don't think you're going to really observe negative effects from an alcohol, especially in this type of a format. I think it might dry out your pores and make them smaller, but I don't think it's really staying on your skin. This whole thing, it feels like it's evaporating from my face. So I like it. I might get the full size. I did like it. I get it. This also came with the Micellar water. It's a standard Micellar water. I finished it because I actually, while I was traveling, realized I hadn't brought a toner. So I used this as a toner. It's fine. The Instant Detox Mask. This is okay. This is not as harsh as the Glam Glow Super Mud, what I compare everything to. I'm not really sure it deeply cleanses, minimizes pores, but in fairness, I feel a lot of why I'm broken out is because I didn't actually like the cleanser that I was using. And I think it's hard for a mask to be both a mask and compensate for your cleanser, if that makes sense. A lot of people really enjoy this. I get it, I see why. It is a little drying. Is it my favorite? No. Now this, the Vinosource Moisturizing Sorbet. I tried this before. In my price breakdown below, I will double the amount of this since I ran out, but I used it for about a week. I think it's good. I think that if you are normal to dry skinned and you have sensitive skin, this might be worth checking out. I didn't notice any kind of harsh effects with this. I felt it was a very straightforward moisturizer that was especially good at providing hydration. Is it my favorite? Still no, but I did like it. I did like it. Okay, some other stuff. Let's talk about this cleanser. This is the foaming cleanser. Actually, I want to show you guys something, so let me grab my towel. Ugh. Okay, so this came with the Sephora VIB gift. Check out how this looks. This is quite unique. I don't think, at least in doing these challenges, I have not seen a cleanser that foams up quite to this extent. My problem with this is I don't think it does that much. It's really hard to gauge how much cleanser you're using when it all comes out in a foam format. I always read reviews towards the end of these trials, so I don't get too much of a biased opinion. It's more of me kind of confirming how I feel, seeing how other people feel versus what I feel, that sort of thing. And when I looked at the reviews on the Sephora site, I believe it was the third review down, commented that this was really enjoyable and fun to use, but she didn't feel that it was particularly effective. And that is how I feel as well. That is exactly how I feel. It's really fun. It feels really luxurious. That foam is just, you can't not enjoy using a foam like that. But does it do that much? Not convinced. Not convinced. Definitely don't have the clear skin I've had through, all of these trials. Do I think it's bad? No, it's not bad. I will continue to use it on days where I feel like spoiling myself. That's what I'll do. But will I buy the full size? No, I don't think I'll buy the full size. This also came with that set. No, I don't know where I got this. This is the Makeup Removing Cleansing Oil. This is extremely similar to the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse. Related to the reviews also, somebody said that the Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse was a dupe for this, but I disagree because I looked at the prices, and the full size of the Caudalie one is $28 for 3.38 ounces. Dermalogica Pre-Cleanse is $42 for 5.1 ounces. If you run the ratios, they're the exact same price per ounce. So pick your favorite. If you enjoy using a product like this, it is a nice addition to your skincare routine. I am also not convinced that you need that in addition to a makeup removing oil type. In addition to a micellar water, probably. In addition to an oil-based makeup remover, I don't see why you would need that because this is an oil cleanser. So I think it's kind of, pick whichever you prefer. Pick whichever you prefer of these. I do enjoy it though. I am enjoying this as a step to my skincare routine, and I'm skipping out on the oil-based makeup removers while I use those. The Glycolic Peel. This is alright. This is alright. It just can't compare in my mind to the Ren version. I think I said this in the intro. I just like that one so much more than pretty much everything glycolic. I will have an upcoming glycolic substitute that you could use. The whole principle behind a glycolic acid is it's a pretty innocuous, as far as acids go, step that you can use to replace a physical exfoliation. And I have not physically exfoliated for the past 2 weeks, if not longer. I don't know if my skin could use it, given that I am breaking out, but I used this. I thought it was okay. Not my favorite. The Caudalie hand cream is really nice. It does smell good, but I would personally invest in the Soap and Glory one. I have a whole drugstore review, and I was floored by that. It's $8. This is full size. It's not. And then the last product is the lip conditioner. If I was doing a first impression on this product, it would have been extremely negative, because when I first applied this, I felt that it was exactly the same thing as an overpriced Blistex. However, something very interesting happened to me while I was using this. First of all, it warms up on your lips and does end up feeling thicker and more moisturizing. But also, I happened to notice a very slight plumping effect with this by accident. I just happened to be walking by a mirror, realized I'd applied this 10 minutes earlier, and was like, oh, my lips actually look a little plumper. And it kind of compares to what I feel I've gotten from the Too Faced lip injection and other things that kind of sting your lips. So it was nice to not have to experience a stinging sensation. I think it's a very universal lip conditioner. You can use it under lipstick, you can use it over lipstick, you can use it before a liquid lipstick. I think a lot of people would like this. My only gripe is that I still am not convinced it should be $12. I've heard that Caudalie is a lot less expensive in France, basically the same price as Blistex, and I would pick it up at the same price as Blistex in a heartbeat. I definitely did like it. I think for me personally, I still prefer the squeeze type where you get a lot, but not everybody likes a really thick layer of lip balm. And what's nice about this is you won't get that. It's not sticky at all. I think a lot of people would enjoy this. Wish it cost less. So that's my review of Caudalie. Overall, I still felt like I was in a spa type environment. It felt very luxurious. I liked the smell. I don't think it's quite my favorite brand. I didn't love everything, but the standout products for me were absolutely the serum. I chose my serum really well. I'm very happy with that purchase. The Beauty Elixir, I understand the cult appeal, and surprisingly enough, the lip conditioner, I thought it was a really good option. I thought a lot of people would like it. So yeah, that's my review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you did, please give it a like, hit subscribe, y'all know what to do. Peace out, YouTube.